Mark, I have to say, you look tan. Have you been doing yard work?
I have, Dean. A lot of people go places on vacation. My wife just took me out in the yard.
You've just been planting for the season.
Yep, she and the kids went on vacation.
I admire that.
Well, I appreciate that. I do. I had to get out of the sun, literally. I was like, get me. I had to literally. I was begging to get on the plane.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead. Yeah,
right.
let's get this point. It definitely was an issue for
Looks
me.
good on you, man. I gotta say.
I gotta tell you right now.
No matter how you come by it.
I'm feeling a little bit like George Hamilton right now. And it's not,
you ready for the competition?
It's not working for me. I gotta dial this thing down. All right, 64 degrees in the metro area. Thanks for noticing. Southwest winds at 7 miles an hour. Temperatures 40s and 50s off to the north, 60s out to the east, and then down to the south. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s as well. Looking at what's going on with satellite and radar, there's not much happening at this point. We're seeing some high clouds across the four corners, but we have a storm system coming into the west coast right now. That's eventually going to get close enough to impact our weather. The problem is going to be it's not going to get close enough to bring precipitation. So what we end up with is a lot of wind because the track on this storm is too far north. Late Tuesday into Wednesday, it tracks through central Colorado, pushing most of the precip well to the north. And you could see 6 to 12 inches of snow in places like Summit County northward, but we're not going to get into the mix there. So being on the south side of this system is a setup we see a lot during the spring. And what does that mean? It means a ton of wind across the area and dry air in place here. And of course, high fire danger. We're looking at fire weather watches across the southeast and red flag warnings across most of New Mexico through Wednesday, because we're going to have the combination of dry air and very gusty winds too. Look at some of these numbers across the area here going Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The trend will be peaking at the worst winds on Wednesday. Farmington looking at 45-mile-an-hour winds by Wednesday, and then by Thursday, the winds come down. Silver City, 35 miles an hour by Wednesday. Las Cruces, 35 miles an hour over across the southeast. Check out Ruidoso, 40 tomorrow for a wind gust, 50 on Wednesday, and then just 15 Thursday, 45 miles an hour by Wednesday. In Roswell, up to the northeast, we're going to see gusty winds here too. Gusts to 55 by Wednesday in Las Vegas. Santa Fe, some wind tomorrow, but much more on Wednesday. And here in the Albuquerque metro area, we're looking at gusty winds too, with those gusts up to 45 miles an hour by Wednesday. Tomorrow, now we're looking at about 25-mile-an-hour winds, so not quite as gusty. Now, as far as the snowpack goes, it's kind of interesting because we're seeing that snowpack really melt off very, very quickly. In fact, 52% of average is the snowpack right now in the San Juan Mountains. Gunnison, 63% around the upper Rio Grande, 54% over our northern mountains here. The snowpack numbers are down significantly here. Why does this matter right now as we head through spring? Because the more we slow down the melt off, the better off we're going to be for a shorter fire season. And across the south, really, there's no snow left. So a couple things to think about here. Now, the peak snowmelt usually occurs late May into early June. However, this year, snowmelt appears to have peaked in late March. It really did melt off very quickly there. So we'll wait and see what happens. We could still see some changes here, but we're hoping that we'll get a little more snow, slow down that melt off, because if we don't, lower river flows and higher fire danger will be soon to follow. 58 Pagosa Springs, 60 in Durango, and 63 in Cortez. Sunny and warm for tomorrow. Meanwhile, across the northwest, mostly sunny skies here. Temperatures in the 70s. Farmington and Gallup, but gusty winds. Winds will be cranking across the southwest again for tomorrow, with temperatures mainly in the 70s and 80s. The southeast, mostly sunny skies. We'll call it breezy for tomorrow, but we are going to see more wind for the day on Wednesday. 72 in Raton, 73 Springer, and Conchas at 81 with gusts to 45 miles an hour. We're going to see the gusts around 40 in the mountains for tomorrow. Down into the East Mountains, going to be windy here too. 68 Sandia Park, 67 in Edgewood, and 72 into Harris. And finally in the city, temperatures well into the 70s tomorrow. But you can tell we do have a cooling trend on the way through Wednesday and even into Thursday as well, with temperatures in the 60s by Thursday afternoon.